wherever you are, whatever it is, I guess. Welcome to RobMotive Live Wednesday edition. Got to get the laptop up here in front of me so I can see you guys, so I can see myself. Had some kind of an ad coming up. What brands have you heard of? Let's see. I can say two of those brands. There. I have submitted an answer to a YouTube, I guess it's a poll. I don't know. A question. Make sure I get this thing on here tight or you guys are going to go flying. Anyway, it is Wednesday. Quick weather report down here in South Texas. We're in the house again today because unfortunately it's like 90 degrees outside, humid, and it feels like almost 100. That's a little hot in the garage for me to sit out there. I'd be sitting here sweating to death, right? It would drive me absolutely nuts. We're going to talk about some more about the Tacoma pricing because I got to say, when I released the sales numbers video a couple of days ago or something, immediately it turned to talk about pricing on the new Tacoma as well as something else, which I'm sure you're all aware of. We're going to get to that in just a minute. But before we do, I got to give a shout out to the channel members. We have a new channel member, Jordan Stewart. Make sure I get that right. Joined a couple of days ago. Also want to give a shout out to Bob Jones, Chad Kernatz, and Wee Fergie. And wishing Wee Fergie well. He had a little knee procedure, surgery, I guess, recently. Saw a short he put out. He's doing well. And check him out. He does have a YouTube channel. If you're interested in what joining is, I guess, there's a join button somewhere. You can click that. It's not going to mean you immediately join. It'll just give you a little bit of detail. But anyway, shout out to those four folks. Really appreciate you guys. And if you see any of them pop up in green in the comment section, that's why. Because they are channel members. And by the way, if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button if you would. Really kind of helps me out. I'd appreciate it. Couple of comments right off the bat here. Let's see. Rahena Nazarpour. I tried to get it right. Says hello. How are you? Kevin says hello, Roberto. Kevin, how you doing there, buddy? Hope everything is going well for you guys. And for everybody that's on at the moment, where are you guys from? I'm always curious to see where folks that join the live stream are from, right? So let's get right into it. The new Tacoma. What a polarizing truck this has become. Frankly, I'm shocked. You know, you listen to a lot of the fanboy comments out there. I mean, before the 2024 Tacoma came out, if you said anything bad about the Tacoma, my God, man, you would get crucified. People jump all over you, calling you a hater and all kinds of things. But then when this new 2024 came out, people are jumping ship. It's amazing to me. Even people that admit that they're fanboys or were, let's see, LC71, Gillette, Wyoming. Welcome. But even people who admit that they were fanboys for the new Tacoma are saying they're jumping ship as well. They're going for the new, I don't know, Nissan Frontier. I did a quick look at the Nissan Frontier, and while it's not an ugly truck, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's necessarily ugly or anything. It looks dated to me. I don't know, maybe I'm jaded because of the way the new Tacoma looks. And again, there's nothing wrong with the styling, I guess, at least the exterior of the Nissan, not the new Nissan. But it looks dated to me. It looks like it needs a refresh or something. I don't know. Mike S. Hey, Rob. Hey, Mike. How you doing? Martin Calderon. Hello from Stockton, California. Howdy. EC 1998. Tacoma is the best. Do you feel that way about the new Tacoma, the 2024? Ed Galino? I'm going with Galino. Rob, they jumped the price and deleted options. More price, less truck. I don't know if I agree with that fully. I mean, yeah, they did take away things, that's for sure. But they also added things. We'll get to that in just a minute. Let's see. Jay Garcia. Hi, Rob. I didn't find a video on your roll bar. Where did you get it? That roll bar is from Black Horse. Is that right? Black Horse. If you just search Black Horse Sport Bar or maybe even Roll Bar for the Tacoma, you will find them. Paul Harris. Hello, Rob. Good morning. Howdy doody. Paul, how you doing today? By the way, I want you to know, you super chatted me on the last live stream, and I did go to the Wendy's. I splurged. I usually get a plain junior hamburger, nothing on it. I'm weird. I eat like a 12-year-old. But anyway, I did go there, got myself a single. Down here in Texas, they call it plain and dry. And that's what I got. No cheese either, and a small fry. And I think I got a drink. I can't remember if I did. But thank you once again for that. I appreciate it. Brand 700. Hey, Rob. Hey, Brand. How you doing? Tony Z. The 2024 would be better with the naturally aspirated V6 option. Exterior is awesome. That exterior grows on you. You know, when I first saw the truck, I was like, eh. And then when I saw the TRD Pro version, I was like, eh. And then when I went and saw the Sport in Supersonic Red, of course, in person, I was like, yeah, that's pretty nice. I like it. And I do. I really do like it. I mean, it does look chunkier than the third gen. I mean, they added some creases and things. People have been saying, oh, they added panels and this and that. They didn't add panels. I mean, there's nothing stuck on the truck, you know, like the old wood station wagon, you know, where it had the wood down the side, like in Vacation, or Family Vacation, whatever it was. They didn't do any of that, but they did put some creasing in it that makes the truck look beefier, bolder, if you will. And I understand. You either like it or you don't like it. I like it. I think it looks good, particularly with a level lift on it and different wheels and tires. I mean, we gotta add everything in there, right? Caleb Baldwin, what's your favorite gen? Wow, probably Gen 1. Those trucks are pretty darn nice when they're fixed up, lifted, fresh paint, different wheels and tires. I mean, those are pretty slick, I got to admit. There's a blue one that was floating around either on Instagram or Facebook. Nice blue, repainted, had like a white kind of claw mark on it, bigger wheels and tires. I mean, it was freaking awesome. I would trade my truck right now for that truck. That truck just looked fantastic. Forget about capability. It looked great. I love that truck. I don't see it much anymore. I hope nothing happened to it, but you never know. EC 1998. I feel like the new Tacoma looks very similar to the Tundra now. See, I disagree. It has some Tundra-esque features, the chunkier door handles, maybe a little bit in the rear end. But I mean, all trucks look alike, don't they? Unless you're talking about a Cybertruck or a Jeep Gladiator. Maybe even, I will say the Honda is even merging towards the same kind of look, right? But otherwise, I mean, they have a cab, they have a bed, you know, they're bulky. I mean, you know, so yeah, it's going to resemble every other truck because they're trucks. I don't know. I actually think that the styling cues that a lot of people say make the new Tacoma look like the Tundra look better on the new Tacoma than they do on the Tundra, if that makes any sense. I think it's just a better look, I think, than the stuff on the Tundra. And I don't hate the Tundra. Really, I don't. But I just think it looks better with those Tundra-esque features. Let's see. EC 1998. What do you think of the 21 TRD Sport Tacoma? I like it. I like all Tacomas. I mean, if I'm being honest, there's really no version that I don't like. I mean, that's why I always say, you know, there's nothing wrong with the third gen. The fourth gen is just a step forward, in my opinion. I mean, I've got one. I've driven one. It's not that, and no, I'm not paid by Toyota. I love it. I had somebody on the channel recently. I actually had to remove them because they decided to cross the line, I guess. But anyway, accusing me of being paid by Toyota. I'm like, really? Do you think a channel with 40-some thousand subscribers compared to those with millions or at least hundreds of thousands is going to come to me and pay me? I mean, give me a break. I mean, I'm open to it, right? I'm open to it as long as they understand that I'm going to be honest. I mean, I'm not going to be bought. It doesn't mean I can't be bought, drop 2, 3, 5 million my way. I mean, come on, who wouldn't? But that's not going to happen. That's not realistic. Almost as not realistic as lowering the price of the new Tacoma by $20,000. Some people have come on and said it needs to be reduced by $20,000. I'm like, what, are you insane? That, let's say if it's a 40, let's say it's a $49,000, it's a 40, let's say it's a $49,000 truck. You're going to drop it by 20. The price is going to be $29,000. About realistic numbers and things for the new Tacoma, not these shot in the dark pipe dreams, which is what a lot of the stuff is. I think sometimes people put comments out that make no sense to me. It seems like we might be lagging a little bit. Is the live stream lagging on your end? All right, let's get to some more comments here. Let's see, where am I? Why am I lagging? Is it because, no, it's not me. Well, it's me, but it's not my other equipment. You know what I'm saying? Issues in your live stream. That's what I was saying. It seems like it's lagging. I don't know why. Hopefully it will level out. I apologize. The damn internet. It's very frustrating when you're doing stuff like this, like a live stream, and the internet starts to have troubles. South Texas, man. Anyway, let's catch some comments here. Brand 700, I caught you. Caleb Baldwin, how does the interior feel driving? Do they increase roominess, or does it feel very tight in there still? In the front, it feels very, very roomy. In the back, it is no better and could even be worse than what the third gen was. But in the front, it feels bigger, feels quite roomy up there. Mike S., I agree, Gen 1 was the best. Yeah, Gen 1 was just an awesome-looking truck. Brand 700, the new Tacoma is a good-looking truck. If Toyota adds a V6 option, all will be forgiven. Ford did it with the Raptor R, added a bigger engine. The only way I think Toyota could possibly do that or even justify doing it would be to come out with some, I don't know, special version Tacoma. But if they do that, it's going to cost a fortune, right? And then everybody's going to be complaining about that. So there's no solution. I don't think they're going to put a V6 back in the truck myself. Who knows? Legend Folklore. Tacoma sales are slow due to price, reliability questions about the turbo, and how many awaiting the Stout. There's no guarantee that the Stout is even going to come out, right? I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if it does. I've also heard rumor of another small truck version. I can't remember what it's called. So who knows? I think it's probably all rumors, but they need to do something, that's for sure. Let's see. Tony Z, I just bought a 2010 Tacoma with low miles. It almost looks showroom new. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. Donays, hello. How are you, everyone? I'm good. I hope you're well. Jeremy Wright, for what it's worth, the rear leg room on the new Tacomas being equal or worse than the third gen is what's keeping myself and my friends from purchasing one. That and the price, obviously. Yeah, the room in the truck. I mean, but if you're looking for a lot of room in the cab of a midsize, although I will say the Gladiator has more room, depending on what your needs are, you might be better off to move up to the Tundra, or at least a full-size truck of some kind, right? Let's see. Toyota charges full-size prices for four-cylinder midsize. Sam DeSham, nuts. Rob, they're nuts. I don't know what they're thinking, man. Oswald Fife, they have done crazier things. Ha ha, ha ha. Donays, we have issues in your live stream. Yeah, I know. Kiefer, 29K sounds about fair for a four-cylinder turbo midsize truck. It ain't going to happen. I mean, maybe an SR. But even that's not going to happen. I mean, realistically, I think you should be looking at low 30s for the SR, Maybe a little bit higher, low 30s for the SR5, depending on how it's equipped. I'm talking pretty bare bones. And then high 30s to low 40s for the whole TRD line, no more than say 45,000 for completely loaded. And then maybe about 46-ish for the limited. And then when you get to the pros and the trail hunter, probably in the low to mid 50s, something like that. I mean, that's Toyota's specialized Raptor Ranger truck, right? And it's funny, you get people who say, oh, you can buy a Raptor Ranger for the prices Toyota's charging. No, you can't. No, you can't. Show me one. I've looked. You cannot buy a Ranger Raptor for that kind of money. I've seen as much as $70,000 to $80,000 for that truck. So I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about, man. Let's see. Mike Belmore says lagging. Yes. Chuck says yes. MM, reliability will kill the new gen Tacoma. You see, that's just, that's conjecture. You can't say that because you don't know that. What are you basing that on? It just came out. You can't say it's not reliable. You can't say it is reliable. It goes both ways, but you certainly can't say it's not reliable because we don't know. By the way, speaking of reliable, if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. And don't forget the thumbs up. It just helps out the videos. Doesn't cost you a dime. I'm just saying. Where was I here? Sam DeSham says, never been a day where there has been more conspiracy thinking about nonsense. Yeah, I know, right? Dirt something. Where'd you go? Just ran right away right there. Now I got to find you again. Hold on a minute. Dirt something. I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you. I might have lost you forever. I don't know. There we go. Dirt bags are us. All car salespeople are totally not needed. Same with realtors. Their time is ending because of redundancy. I don't know. I mean, you need someone to interact with, maybe, unless you're buying a Tesla. You know, I bought a Tesla recently and I basically did the whole thing online. All I had to do was show up at their showroom and sign 2 pieces of paper, something like that. I could have done that with a kiosk sitting at the door, and then it spits out the keys to me and I just leave. That's what's probably coming for the Tesla. So, yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. Max Reverse. Howdy, Rob. Hey, Max. USA. Any thoughts on the new Trail Hunter 4Runner? I am not a 4Runner guy. I really have no thoughts because I don't know anything about it. Mike Belmore, price, interest rate, and turbo uncertainty is a challenging trifecta. Sales should improve in 2025. We'll say, not if you listen to all the naysayers out there. They'll have you believe that the Tacoma is done, that it's over. Time will tell. I don't know. Dan Gertz, price 4-cylinder and the fact that it is the first edition of a new gen. Here in Canada, they are starting at 60 grand. Yeah, but that's that funny money up north, right? Loonies and toonies and galawoonies, I don't know. People aren't touching them here. Local dealer has lots in stock and only base models. I don't know. Again, I can't speak to what's going on in Canada because I don't live in Canada. That sounds like a lot of money, but it's different currency, so I can't relate. I don't know. Dennis DeWall, does anyone like the cab spoiler? Looks like crap to me. No, I don't care for it myself. That's one thing that's never going to grow on me on the new Tacoma is the hat, right? It's got this thing sticking off the back. I mean, is this a good look? Is this a good look for me right here? Do you think this is a good look? I want to know what Tacoma Toyota engineer looked at this and said, that's cool. I like it. It's a cool look. No, it's not. It needs to be gone like this, right? Nice and smooth. That's what I like. It's not what we have. Hopefully Toyota will do away with that. I don't know why it's there. Maybe they thought it would look horrid if it just went higher up in the back. I don't know. But this, I mean, come on. Again, what engineer looked at this and said, that's cool. I like that. What? Come on, people. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Brand 700 says, Rob, thank you for being even-handed about your feelings and comments about the new Tacoma. Despite owning one yourself, you don't try to defend nor represent the data. No, I don't. I mean, I'm always going to tell it like it is. It is what it is, right? I don't like paying any more money for a Tacoma than you do, right? So I'm going to tell my feelings. Now, on the flip side, I'm not going to sit here and listen to people dog the Tacoma for ridiculous reasons. It's not reliable. Based on what? Your feelings? Or I had somebody tell me the other day, it's not reliable, especially with all of the recalls. What recalls are you talking about? You see, that's fake news. They're spreading false information. There hasn't been one recall on the Toyota Tacoma, the new one, that I'm aware of. And if you want to measure the two, the third gen's had more recalls. Yeah, I know it's been around longer and whatnot. But hey, if you're going to go to the extreme, I guess it's more reliable than the third gen because it hasn't had any recalls, right? I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I am gonna point out things when they're not correct. USA, $70K for a Ranger is crazy. I know, but that's what people say, right? You should go buy a Ranger Raptor. It's less money than the Tacoma. That's a bunch of BS. Simply not true. 371 Kenny, you can order a Ranger Raptor. You can get it for MSRP if you find the right dealer. So yes, it is possible and not that hard to do, actually. Just have to wait. Again, I would say, have you done it? Have you gone into a dealership, tried to sit down, spec one out, and not have them try to add anything to the price? Either when you're doing it or when it comes in or after. Easy to say unless you've not done it, right? I don't know. I can't say. All I can tell you is what I see in reality in pricing. Let's see here. Paul disappeared. Paul Harris. Hello, Rob. We have 80 people showing, but only 8. But we need people to like the video, and it's stupendous. I agree. If you haven't, we have 117 people on here, and only 12 people have done that. Please do that if you wouldn't mind. And don't forget to click the subscribe button while you're in here. I know I keep saying it. I sound like a broken record. And I catch a lot of flack for that. But if you're like me and you're watching something and you like it, I mean, I assume if you're here, you like it. You forget. You get involved and you forget to click that subscribe button. That's why I remind you. That's the only reason. And if it's redundant, I apologize. But, BC, too many politicians own or get donations from dealerships. They're not going anywhere, unfortunately. I'm not, you mean the dealerships are not going to leave because of political crap? Maybe, I don't know. JM Mag 69. If it came with a V6, I would buy one. Still rocking my '08 double cab long bed with 374,000 miles. Good for you. That's awesome. And I assume the truck is paid for. That's the best truck you can own. I don't care what the brand is. Robert Shaw, number 4. Hi, Rob. My grandson, Boston, says hi, too. Boston, welcome and hello. I hope you're having a good day, bud. Ratchet. Don't ever sell the '08, right? Carlos Strine, that was pretty funny with the hat. Well, isn't it true? Who thought that was a good idea? I don't know. MM says, I want the Helix. You're not alone. A lot of people do. Me, I don't dislike it. I just don't want a diesel. I don't need a diesel. Elizardo, Gen Z and Alpha won't tell the difference if they remove all the decals and badges from the Gen 4 Taco, Colorado, GMC Canyon, and add the Tundra too. Just kidding. You could be right. I mean, there aren't, the thing I lose track of sometimes is that I'm a truck guy, right? So I know all these differences and things because I pay attention to it, but I often forget not everybody's a truck guy. So they don't pay attention to those things. Maybe they pay attention to medicine, if they're doctors, or law, if they're lawyers. They probably know, I would hope, a lot more about those things than I do. So, Frank, turbo engines require more maintenance than a naturally aspirated. How so? What more maintenance do you suppose a turbo requires? Chuck McDonough, Toyota is made 4-cylinder for years. It should be reliable. They've made 4 cylinders for years. I agree. Max Reverse, Rob, what was your final opinion on an upgraded exhaust for the 3rd Gen Tacoma? Worth it or keep it stock? Considering on borderline, don't do it. If you want more noise out of it, put yourself a cold air intake in, or an intake. The last one I had in my green Tacoma gave me sound. If you want to know what it was, just search RobMotive intake and it'll come up. Much easier. You can do it yourself. It costs less money. It's not droney. You're never going to get sick of it. And it gives you more sound from the truck. I would not put any aftermarket exhaust or OEM TRD exhaust. They're a waste. They don't give you anything on a Tacoma. You cannot get good sound out of a V6 going the exhaust route. You just can't. Ratchet, talk about the crawl control in the 19 and up. Had it, never used it. Tested it once in a parking lot. You're not supposed to do that, by the way. I don't know. I suppose it would come in handy if you get yourself in a situation that you should not have put yourself into in the first place. But I don't think it's worth it. Wait a minute. We have a super chat. Robert Shaw, number 4, $9.99. Robert, thank you. I appreciate that. Every little bit helps when you're a YouTuber, let me tell you. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Let's see. Now I've lost my spot a little bit here. Ratchet says it sucked and wouldn't even crawl over a 6-inch curb. I don't think it's really for that. It's not really to crawl over curbs. It's to jolt you out of a stuck situation in maybe mud, snow, sand, stuff like that. I don't think it's really to give you any more crawling capability, even though it's called crawl control. Little sip of the green nectar. Still not sponsored. Just telling you. I'll have people out there, the conspiracists, who will tell me the only reason he drinks Mountain Dew on the channel is because they're paying him. I wish they were paying me. Mountain Dew, email me down in the description. I am not sponsored by Mountain Dew. I like the product. I know, it's hard to believe. Let's see. Carlos Shrine says, yup, 13 likes. We have 24 likes now. I appreciate that. Don't forget, click the subscribe button while you're at it. Max Verse, thumbed up. Thank you, Max. Elizardo, 3rd gen Taco is the best gen. Doesn't look like any other truck. Long live the manual transmission. You see, there are people out there who will argue that with you. They'll tell you it looks like the Colorado, the Nissan Frontier. I don't know. Again, I like the 3rd gen, but I think it's the best looking. I've always said the 3rd gen Tacoma is the best looking mid-size truck on the road, and I still go by that even with the 2024 redesign. Let's see. Elizardo, long live the manual transmission. David Lucas watching. Well, David, welcome. I appreciate you being here. I really do. I hope you've clicked the subscribe button and maybe given a thumbs up too. It'd be nice. Bryce Hedgedus. I tried. I apologize. I picked up my 2024 off-road today. I'm excited. Congratulations. That's awesome. I think that's awesome. Good for you. What color did you get? Just curious. Francisco Espinoza. So I have a question. I'm right here, man. Ask me your question. I bought a limited Tacoma truck. I'm asking, would it be wise to transform it into an off-road, or should have just gone to a TRD Pro? That all depends. Are you talking about aesthetically, functionally? I mean, you're going to rip the seats out and put those shock absorber seats in there? In that case, no. They're very expensive. Aesthetically, why not? You can make it look like a TRD Pro a Pro, but it depends on what you mean by that. Again, Robert Shaw, number 4. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Max Reverse, thanks for the opinion, Rob. If there's one thing I will do, you see, I have a rule in life. You want to know what my rule in life is? I'm going to tell you what it is right now. If you ask me for my opinion, you're going to get it. But just be prepared. You may not like what I have to say. And I'm not going to give you my opinion other than on the channel. I'm talking about real life now. Because I firmly believe that if people want to know what you think about something, you're going to tell them. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to know unless they ask you. So people don't really want to know. If you want an opinion, be prepared for the answer you may get. And I will always give one. You may not agree with it, but you know. Coco Nixon, hey, can I please have a shout out? I believe I just did. John Sanchez, Tacoma moved to Mexico to retrofit new smaller trucks. They're getting tax incentives in Texas for it, $500 million. I have no idea. This is not a political channel, and I would consider that a political comment. I could not tell you. I am sure there's obviously a benefit for Toyota to move production or assembly to Mexico because everything's cheaper. Of course they're going to do that. I mean, put yourself in their position. If you own a company, you're in it to make money, I assume, unless you're running a nonprofit. Are you going to do something that's going to make you more money? I mean, isn't that why you're in the game? You also probably have investors to answer to and pressure from them as well, right? You see, that's the thing. I don't know that, Toyota may not really have had any choice. The one thing that people forget to mention, everybody always wants to blame the government, right? It's the government. What about the shareholders at Toyota? They're the ones that really control the money, right? They're the ones that can determine whether assembly stays in the United States or moves to a different country. Nobody ever mentions that. Everybody always points to the government, EPA requirements, emissions crap. What about the stockholders, the shareholders? People are so easily fooled. Those are the people that control where things go. I'm just saying. Let's see, where was I? Brand 700, not to hijack the Gen 4 bashing, but Rob, what say you about Westcott lifts for 3rd Gen TRD Pro? I don't know anything about them. I say nothing. I see people use them. Honestly, if I lived close to them, I might go to them and have had something installed on my truck. They seem like a quality company. Are they that different than anything else? I can't say because I've never had one. So I have no opinion. Bryce Hedigus, I got all black. Awesome. Black is the best color for any vehicle, but it's the worst color for any vehicle. You got a lot of black paint on that new Tacoma. You're going to have fun keeping it clean and keeping the little micro scratches and crap off of it. That's the stuff that really drives me insane. Coco Nixon, hey, what's your channel about? Well, again, I have to throttle myself because I realize not everybody knows, although I don't know why they don't, what RobMotive is. RobMotive is a YouTube channel based on the Toyota Tacoma. All things Toyota Tacoma, not just the new 2024. I've had numerous 3rd gens. I had 1 2nd gen. I would love to have a 1st gen, but it's about news, information, modifications, my opinions, what's going on with the Tacoma, like the tremendous hatred for the new one, which is mostly due to price and, of course, the 4-cylinder turbo. And that's the big problem that Toyota has right now. You see, because even if they give incentives, and by the way, I did hear they're offering, I think it's 0.9% financing in addition to lower costs in the form of rebates for the Tundra. They could easily move that over to the Tacoma. And if you really want to know if Toyota is concerned about sales, just watch for those two things. If you start to see reductions on the new Toyota Tacoma and interest rates in the lower percentages, 0.9, 2.9, 3.9, hell, even 4.9 right now, you're going to know that Toyota is a little bit concerned because they wouldn't do that kind of stuff if they didn't have to, right? Let's see, where was I? Oswald Fife, is anything shipped from Japan anymore? There are vehicles that are shipped from Japan. I believe the 4Runner still comes from Japan and others. So there are several, just not the Tacoma. Ranchet979, I want Marty McFly's Toyota pickup from the Back to the Future movie. Yeah, me too. You and probably almost every other Toyota Tacoma enthusiast. That truck, because of the movie, let's be honest, was the gold standard, I think, for the Tacoma. Everybody wanted that truck, man. Brett Hubbard, I have a 2001 Tacoma. I love it. Awesome. How many miles do you have on that 2001 Tacoma? I'd be curious to know. Doug Hahn, I think Toyota made a mistake by taking away standard third-gen options and forcing buyers to purchase insanely inflated option packages. May keep a lot of people from upgrading. You see, the one problem I have with that statement, forcing buyers to purchase insanely inflated option packages. You're not forced to buy anything. This is a free country. You don't have to buy the Tacoma. And what better way to get Toyota's attention than to not buy it? If you hate the new Tacoma and you have a problem with the pricing, and who doesn't, the pricing, best way to speak is to not buy one, man. You don't have to do that. It's your money. Do what you want. We're not forced. Let's see. Sorry, I digress. Don't mean to jump on you there, but yeah, it's a terminology thing, a little pet peeve of mine. Steve, any idea on how difficult it is to find a 2024 off-road 6-foot bed? I've seen them out there. I've actually seen more of those on the lots than I think I ever have before with the Tacomas. So depends on what part of the country you live in, I think. Fred Sosage. If you're going to get a black vehicle, Toyota Midnight Black is beautiful in the sun. The blue metal flakes shine bright. Donnaise, why? People are saying the 4th gen won't be a good one and reliable because it's been made in Mexico. Let's get on terminology again. It is not made in Mexico. It is made all over the world. It is assembled in Mexico. But 3rd gen was assembled in Mexico, and it's a good one and reliable, right? A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that the Tacoma has always been solely made in the United States. Not true. Half of them or so have been made in Mexico for years. The other half were made in San Antonio. Then Toyota moved all production or assembly to Mexico. So there are plenty of Mexican assembled Tacomas out there that are just fine. This fallacy, this patriotic view, which I don't have a problem with. I think everything should be assembled or made in the United States. I wish it could be that way, but that's you're dreaming if you think that's the case, unfortunately. Carlos Strine, okay, was a big Back to the Future fan. You got me. There you go. A lot of people were. Dennis Plesia. I'm going with Plesia. I have a 2017 Tacos V6 automatic. Why does it have a hard time finding the correct gear? It's almost hesitant sometimes. That's one of the biggest complaints, other than the lag, I think, in the new Tacoma, is gear hunting, finding the right gear. It's the way Toyota has it set up, the tune, if you will. And see, there's another reason that I prefer the Pedal Commander over tunes. You can't change it, right? You go to a tuner, he sets your truck up, you don't like it, you're stuck with a 3rd gen Tacoma that has gear hunting problems as a comparison, right? There's nothing you can do, nothing. The Pedal Commander helps a little bit with the gear hunting, but it's designed to get rid of throttle lag. It's a drag. Ratchet? I'm going with Ratchet. I may have been saying that wrong. Ratchet, very hard. The long beds are hard to find. I wish they would let you custom order like Ford. I built my Ford F-150 Lariat and got a plaque that says this truck was built for me. That's a cool touch. I also like when the sticker comes and it says it's shipped to you. When I bought my 2020 Voodoo Blue manual transmission Tacoma, I was very disappointed. It did not come that way. That was kind of a drag. Sean Amundsen. I just bought my TRD off-road last Friday and I love it. Price doesn't matter to me. It's a great truck and I love it. Awesome. Good for you, man. Dan Gertz, is a $20K price difference between 2023 and 2024 worth the new tech in the new Tacoma? Canadian funds, of course, but Canada is a massive taco country. No, it's not. If they're looking to get $20,000 in the same currency more than what they got before, I would run, not walk. I would run the other direction. That is not a good enough reason. Sure, there's new tech and all of that, but it's not worth 20,000 Canadian dollars. Still not sponsored. Let's see. Josh G. What up, Rob? With the deals being offered on the 4th gen, do you think you should have waited? Well, obviously. I mean, if I had a crystal ball and I knew I could buy the truck for less than I bought the truck, hell yeah, I'd like to have another grand or two in my pocket. But, you know, you can't change the past. Don't dwell on it. Live in the present. That's what I say. Brett Hubbard, 243,000 miles. Wow. Awesome. Twin turbo Toyota. When they lower the price and interest rate, I'll add a Tacoma to the collection. There you go. And I think it's coming, unless people are going to start buying more of them. I don't know. Obviously, they won't do it if they don't have to. Why would you? I wouldn't. Zach M. Hey, Rob, love your videos. Picking up my hybrid off-road premium in solar octane next week. What? Are you telling me that the hybrids are going to be available 1st of June, end of May? Do you have confirmation on that and that it is truly a hybrid? Not the Tundra, not just the 4-cylinder turbo Tacoma. I have not heard that they're going to be available that soon. But I wish you luck. I hope they are. Ratchet, Dennis, get your rear diff swapped. There you go. Robert Shaw, number 4. There's a Toyota plant here in Georgetown, Kentucky that produces vehicles. Not sure about Tacomas. Yeah, there's still Toyota plants. I mean, they're all over the place, right? Not to mention the component parts. There are plants all over the world, including the United States, that produce parts that go into the assembly of the new Tacoma. So, you know, I don't know, man. Danese, that's my point. Some YouTubers blame Mexican people for bad production. Mexican people are good workers. It's not about who are building. It's about all the materials and parts. I couldn't agree with you more. I think a lot of that is patriotism. You know, people feel, rightfully so, that Americans have lost jobs because the plants have been moved to Mexico. So the easiest target is just to blame Mexico or Mexicans, right? And that's what people are doing. I don't agree. I don't like that jobs were moved from the U.S. to Mexico. That always sucks. Again, I'm a huge proponent of having everything made and assembled in the United States, but that's not realistic, right? So to blame things on a people that live in a specific geographical location, that's pretty petty. It's racist, in my opinion, and I think it's pretty petty. Anyway, not to go all political here, but that's how I feel. And again, you asked, so I'm just giving you my opinion. Jordan Stewart. Jordan, welcome. Jordan, I mentioned you in the beginning of the live stream. Jordan is a new channel member. Jordan also has a channel, I believe, but it doesn't have any videos. Anyway, Jordan, thanks for joining the channel. I appreciate it. You may notice Jordan is in green. He's green because he's a channel member. Jordan says, how are we doing today, Rob? Jordan, I'm doing well. I hope you are well. What part of the country are you from? Or the world, for that matter. I mean, I don't know. Paperboy says, yo, do people still deliver papers? I think there are still some out there. Depends on where you live. Yaha Ibrahim. Yahya Ibrahim. I'm going with that. I apologize if I got it wrong. If they lower the interest rate, don't expect a discount. That's depending. I mean, if things continue to go south and Toyota is sinking, you know, like the thumbnail on this live stream, they're going to have to do more than just lower interest rates, I think. I don't think that's enough. I think they are going to have to give price reductions as well. We'll see. Zach M. Yes, here in Toronto, we are getting allocations. Wow, that's awesome. Hisham Abbas. Hesham. I'm going with Hesham Abbas. I apologize if I get it wrong. I'm giving it a try. When 2024 Tacoma Extra Cab going to be available? It's available now, as far as I know, but there is no swinging door back there. It's just a single cab with room behind the seats, if you will. A big complaint of people who like that extra cab of the past. Fred Sausage. Remember? I'm going with that now. The Mexican people on the Toyota plant line make about $3 an hour. Horrible. It is, but that's between the Mexican people and their government. That's the way it is. What can you say? I don't know. It's not good compared to our standard of living, but we're not in Mexico. So again, not a political channel, but you know. Oswald Fife, U.S. labor laws is why moving to Mexico. There are many reasons. It's not just because of labor laws. Ibrahim. We have two hybrids set for production. We have two hybrids set for production on 5/28. You say we. Do you work at Toyota? Do you work in the plant? Do you work for a dealer? What does we mean? I'd be curious to know about that. Josh G, I've owned 4 third-gen Tacomas that were all built in Mexico, no issues. Yeah, I've had, I don't know, 2 or 3 myself, maybe more, and I never had any issues. Certainly not because they were made in one geographical location as opposed to another. When I say made, again, I have to catch myself. I mean assembled, right? Yahya Ibrahim, you did good on my name, by the way. Great. I always like it when I do because I think, number one, if you continuously get somebody's name wrong once they tell you how to pronounce it, that's disrespectful, in my opinion. So I give it a try, and I'm giving it an honest try. I hope that I get them right. That is my goal. Let's see. Denise, thanks, Rob. I like the way you think, and thanks for your answers. God bless you. Hey, I tell it how I think it is. People may not agree with me, and some don't, but, you know. Let's see. Twin turbo Toyota. Have the EPA is considering, I guess heard, mandating DEF fuel system in gasoline engines along with diesels. I have never heard that in my life. Don't know a thing about it. Yahya Ibrahim. Yes, in sales at a store. You missed my previous comment. I apologize. It's tough to keep up. The comments roll on my screens, so I sometimes miss them. Sorry about that. So you're working at Toyota. That's good to know. I did not expect the hybrids to be released anywhere until the end of the summer, fall, from what I have heard. So that's good. Ibrahim, what about pricing? What price are you seeing for the hybrids? Let's see. Brand 700. Blame the shareholders and CEO. They are the decision makers. No regulation nor government can force them to do anything they do not want to do, especially a huge corporation like Toyota. Right? That's what I'm saying. Nobody talks about that. Everybody blames the government. It's the government's fault. It's the president's fault. You people, come on. You take business 101. I mean, come on, man. Justin, first time tuning in, looking to buy used Tacoma soon. Could I expect prices to lower towards the end of the summer or fall, considering Toyota's minimal depreciation? Thank you. Maybe, maybe not. You know, it's hard to tell. The Tacoma market right now is crazy. So probably better to buy in the fall, maybe. Although one could argue that since winter is coming, love that show. Four-wheel drives will be more in demand. I assume you're looking for a 4x4. So pricing could actually go up because of winter that's coming. So it might actually not be a bad time right now, except this dislike for the new Tacoma could be putting pressure on pricing in an upward trend on the new Tacoma. So it's hard to tell. Keep your eyes open, I guess. Let's see. Probe 253. Local dealership here only keeps 1 or 2 Tacomas on the lot. Guaranteed to sell. Money sign. Smaller dealerships get less in allocation anyway. So it kind of depends on the dealership, I think. Akshay. GDNYT bro. Good night, bro. I'm assuming that means good night. If not, I have no idea. Yaya Ibrahim, 57,400 for a TRD Sport Hybrid 5-foot bed. There you go. You heard it first here. 57. This is real world, not talking head speculating, and it's not coming from me. Look at that comment down there. That's from Yaya Ibrahim, a self-professed Toyota dealer or store employee. $57,404. That puts me out of the market. I'm not paying over $50,000 for any mid-size truck. I don't care if it's a hybrid, an electric, a floating. I might buy a levitating Tacoma for that kind of money, because that'd be cool. But not for any Tacoma. That's too much money in my opinion. Justin says, understood. Thank you. Unfortunately, I can't give you a better answer. Let's see. Oh, God. Yaya Ibrahim, 65,604 Trail Hunter, 6-foot bed, pre-sold already. Ibrahim, I don't know if you answered me or not. Where are you in the U.S.? What part of the country are you in, or where are you? I'm curious if those are U.S. dollars or different currency. I don't know, but sold already. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, there are people who would jump on the first models just so that they can get one, no matter what it costs. I just hope they can afford it, that they're not financing money that they don't have. Let's see. Kiefer, I wouldn't pay over $30K for a 4-cylinder turbo. LOL. Well, you're not going to get a new Tacoma then. You're not going to get any new truck unless you buy a really baseline Ranger maybe. And maybe you could negotiate a pretty baseline SR Tacoma at that number. But you're not going to get anything good on that. Fred Sausage, I would definitely buy a floater Tacoma if it's anti-gravity. Wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, if you watch the Jetsons, that's what we're supposed to be in right now, right? Everybody's supposed to be tooling around in their levitating, floating Tacomas. But we're not. Yaya Ibrahim, California near Sacramento. So that is U.S. in U.S. currency. Wow, I was thinking maybe it was Canadian. Wow, that's absurd. Absurd. Even for California, that's absurd, man. Kiefer says, I'm keeping my old TRD Pro, LOL. Probably a smart decision. Jordan Stewart, all good here. I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. I love the channel. Planning on getting a new Tacoma around fall. Awesome. What trim line are you looking to get? I'm going to try to pronounce this. Kuong Tran. Kuong Tran. Again, I apologize if I screwed it up. That's my attempt. What's the best time to sell Tacomas? I have a 2020 TRD off-road 5-foot bed with 20,000 miles, excellent condition. Right now might be the best time. During normal times, I would think at the beginning of winter, if you have a 4x4, because that's when people are going to want to, that's when people are going to want to buy 4x4s for winter weather. But given what's going on in the market, right now is probably not a bad time either, man. Aiden, California has gone downhill hella. It came from Coachella Valley. South Dakota is amazing in comparison. Yeah, California is like a different country, isn't it? Christopher, hey Rob, out of all the trucks you've had, what has been your favorite? Wow, that's a good question. If I'm talking full size, probably my Ram Rebel. If I'm talking mid-size, I really liked the 2nd-gen Tacoma, except for the rear locker that got me stranded in the snow several times. Other than that, I love that truck. 3rd gens, 4th gens. I mean, obviously the 4th gen, I love that truck, but it's the only 4th gen I've ever had, so it's not a fair answer. The 3rd gen, Voodoo Blue 2020 for color, but not manual transmission. Probably my 2018 TRD Sport. I really like that truck. Let's see here. Kiefer, hold on to it, Kyung. Danese, kind of wanna margarita, amino. I know, right? It's like, what is that word? I don't know. Is it one word? Is it two? It's like, I'm a gonna. Try speaking to a non-English speaking person and use our run together phrases. I'm a gonna. I'm a gonna. That's never been in any class or book I've tried to learn English in. I'm a gonna. We say things like that. I don't know. Zachary Burez. I got a 2023 TRD off-road new last year. I feel like that was a better decision than waiting and buying the 2024. Thoughts? It depends on your needs. I mean, I think the 2024 is better. I think it's a step forward. But if the 2023 satisfies what you want it for and you're happy with it, then yes. It all depends. That's a personal preference kind of thing, really. Aiden, I'm restoring a 97 Accord with 85,000 miles. What's your thoughts on older Hondas? I love Hondas, particularly Civics, the hatchbacks, the 2 doors, even the 4 doors. I really like Hondas, the cars. Kiefer, Smart Move Zachary. Fred Sausage. Took me a while to get over your selling the Voodoo Blue Tacoma. Deep depression. Fred, it's okay. Just close your eyes. You won't see the color, and they were all basically the same anyway. That Voodoo Blue was striking. I love that color. I really wish Toyota would have maybe come out with that color for the new one. I would have bought it, but they didn't. Danae's. I'm not happy with Toyota because I can't get the TRD off-road without 4x4. That was my dream because I would like to have the rear lock differential. Well, you can get a 4x4 2024. You must be looking for a specific trim level, I guess. Real quick, if you haven't yet, we got 117 breathing bodies on here, unless there's some AI stuff. Click that subscribe button if you would. And even if you're a robot, if you're an AI, click that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Mike Pennick, are there things you miss from your 3rd gen? Not one thing. I miss the look, the body, the look. I miss under the hood having that customized intake I put in there. I miss that, but not really, no. Aiden, have you tried one of these newer manual clutches and rev matching? Seems like a cool concept. I haven't. I would love to drive a new Tacoma manual. Horatio Rivera, hi. You think is a good car the Toyota MRK or MK1? Never had one. I don't know. Probe 253, what is the 3.5 liter run better than V6? Why is the 3.5? See, I've always heard the opposite. I've always heard the 4-cylinder, or 4.0, I should say, was better. Aiden, for trucks. Yaya Ibrahim, I don't know about the new Tacoma hybrid, but having driven both hybrid and non-hybrid Tundras, I feel like these first-gen hybrid trucks have some clunkiness to them. I haven't noticed that. Sonny, hello from Vegas. Sonny, how you doing? Carlos Strine, let's see, AI, Skynet, right. That's my impression of the music thing from that. Might have sounded a little bit like the Jaws movie, I don't know. Danae says, thanks everyone, I have to leave, have a nice day. Danae, thanks for being here, I appreciate you. Yaya Ibrahim, you just need a TRD off-road to get rear-wheel drive with a diff locker. There you go. Lead Munitions. What kind of mileage should I expect on my 2019 Tacoma? I've got 184,000 miles on it. That depends. I mean, 18 to 22. But if it's modded, bigger wheels, tires, you haul a lot of stuff. You got a lot of mods done. It could be anything, you know. What's the fastest you ever drive? The fastest I've ever driven was a bit over 100. Aiden, would you rather have a 1999 Tacoma? I take that back. A bit over 100 and I think 15 to 20. I think that's the fastest. Aiden, would you rather have a 1999 Tacoma with 50,000 miles or a brand new 2024 with 150,000? Kuyong Tran, thoughts on the new Tacoma Land Cruiser Lexus? That's why I want to sell the 3rd gen. Already have a 2nd gen as well, best gen. I don't have any thoughts because I've never had one. I'm not a Land Cruiser nor Lexus fan, so I don't have any thoughts for you there. I apologize. Anyway, we've reached the end of the live stream. I am hungry. I'm going to go get me something to eat. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Thanks to all the channel members. Thanks for the super chat earlier. I really do appreciate that. If you haven't, on your way out, please click that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. And check out the join button while you're at it. Become a channel member. I'd appreciate that too. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.